Well, hey guys, Captain Cook here. So glad you could join me. Today we're talking about, hey, what is your worst injury that you have received while fishing? A lot of people say, how in the world are you going to get hurt while fishing? Well, let me tell you, there's plenty of ways. If you guys watched any YouTube videos or, you can, man, there has been some horrendous injuries while you're out there fishing, a billfish coming up into the cockpit. A barracuda getting a hold of you while you're trying to, unhook it and get it back in the water. There's a lot of ways you can get hurt out there. Just as simple as a hook in the hand. That's not simple. That's not little. You get a hook in your hand. That's not good. And it's hard to get out, and you're probably gonna have to go see somebody to get it out. But we're talking about our worst injuries that we have received while we're out there fishing. Now, no matter what type of fishing you're doing, saltwater, freshwater, whatever it is, we've all received some type of injury, So I'm going to talk to you about my injury I got years ago while I was fishing. Now, we'll go back a little bit in time, and I'll tell you about what happened. Now, years ago, I was the first mate on a sport fishing vessel that went offshore from North Carolina and fished our wonderful waters, right? And I was dedicated to what I did. That morning, or even sometimes the night before, I was on the boat getting baits tied, getting ready to go. Fuel's topped off, water's topped off. Everything is perfect and ready to go. This was a beautiful boat. Beautiful bait station, this was just a beautiful boat. Had everything you can imagine on it. Nothing you could want for. So, just a typical morning. The ocean was a little angry that morning, 4 to 6 foot seas. That's not too bad. We're going out and do what we got to do. So we head out. The rest of the crew gets on board, whoever we're taking fishing with us, we head out, and I do my normal thing. As we're heading out to the fishing grounds, I go down below. I go down below where the air conditioning is, right? And I'm sitting at the table. Nice. This thing has a beautiful cabin in it. So I'm sitting there and I'm reading my magazines or books or whatever I got with me, And we're up and down and just, just a regular day to me. And my magazines slide across the table. So I stand up and go to retrieve my magazines. And at that time, the bottom drops out. So we go down and then back up violently. And as I'm reaching across the table, the corner of that table comes up, and about the same time, I go down and hits me in my sternum. Now, what it does from that point, it cracks my sternum and dislocates my lower left rib and drops me in the floor like a hot potato. And I'm writhing in pain. I'm really hurting. I don't tell anybody though. We get to where we're going. Seas calm down a little bit. We're trying to, see where we need to be and do a little fishing. That's what we're trying to do. But that doesn't deter me. I go out, I do my job. It wasn't a terrible day of fishing. It was for me, but we caught some king mackerel and a little further out some mahi and maybe a shark or two. And I was in excruciating pain. I actually thought I punctured a lung. Didn't say anything to anybody there the whole time. Never said anything to anybody. Did what I was supposed to do. Everything's over. We go back. We dock. I get in my truck and I go home. And so, yeah, I cracked my sternum about 2.5 inches up and dislocated my left lower rib. Now, from that point, you got, a couple options. One option is have surgery, a plate, pull everything back together. That was not an option for me. I just, I did a stupid thing and went the hard way. So for probably 5 or 6 years, I suffered with a great deal of pain. I'm a young father at the time. You know, you got little kids, they're wanting to jump on top of you, and it was just extremely painful. And man, it was never been through anything like that in my life. And what really reminded me of that is today. I was actually in with my granddaughter. She's 7 years old. And laying back on the bed with her while she's playing on her tablet and watching TV. And, you know, and recently I have, I wouldn't call it a diet. I just started eating better, and I've lost about 40 pounds. So I can actually feel my chest and things that are going on with my bones now. And I feel my chest, and it's been like this for years. And I have a lump on my sternum. So my sternum actually grew back together, but it actually formed more bone than, you know, so your sternum is just one flat piece of bone that goes across. But when it comes to the middle, it kind of spreads out and goes back. So it actually grew more bone than it, I don't know if it needed to, but more than usual. And I said, come feel this. Come feel Papa's chest right here. And she said, that feels weird. Yeah, it does. So my chest did grow back together. My sternum did grow back together. My rib is still dislocated. I can actually push it in. And that's kind of weird. But that is my greatest injury while fishing. I'd love to hear yours, be it a hook in the hand, a hook in the face, stepping on a shell, cutting your foot, or, you know, getting bit by a fish while you're taking it off the hook, you know, a bluefish or Spanish or whatever, some toothy critter bit you. I'd love to hear what your greatest injury is while fishing. I'm lucky. That is my greatest injury. I've never had a billfish come up into the cockpit and spear me. I mean, that would be terrible. And you know, you guys can go out there and look at all kinds of videos of people being impaled by spearfish coming up into the cockpit of the boat. You know, hitting them in the face, or God, that's got to be terrible. So I consider myself lucky, but that is my greatest injury while fishing. I'd love to hear you guys drop, you know, in the comments below. Tell me, what's your greatest injury? I'd love to hear it. Really would. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one. You guys take care.